The following production is part of the Play Some Video Games podcast network.
This week's episode of PSVG Prime is brought to you by all of the amazing supporters over at patreon.com/PSVG. But a big special thank you to Coach Hulk, Edwin Callow, Barry Cathcart, Josh Barboni, Chris M., Devin Tyus, Paul Calico, Kyle Heyman, Benny Lou, and Joel Voss, a.k.a. Professor Switch. So thank you to all of you especially, but thank you to all of you great listeners. And if you're not a member of our Patreon, well, let's be honest, why the heck not? You get so much stuff. What stuff, you might ask, Kevin? Well, let me tell you, listener. You get PSVG DLC, which the newest episode is already there. So if you're a member, it's already in your feed. Go download it, go listen to it. I'm sure Donnie said some raunchy, controversial stuff, so you should listen to that. You also get Arcadia Academia. Most recent one features Caro waxing on poetically about Shantae. And don't worry, I edited out all of the screaming, all of the screeching, all the high pitch, all gone. I took care of you guys. You're welcome. You also get Kevin Hates Everything. New episode coming to you next week at some point. I have a lot to live up to the last episode now, so now I've kind of dug myself in a corner, and I need to come up with something really, really good for the next one. But on top of all that stuff, you get entered into our Patron of the Month Club, which gets you a chance every single month to win a free prize. What are those prizes right now? Well, I'll tell you. $20 credit to Apex Legends, NBA 2K Playgrounds on the Switch, or $20 to the eShop of your choosing. And this month, Lucas and I added this sweet, highly coveted black PSVG polo shirt. You have till the end of each month to sign up and get entered in for it. And because this was the last episode, we're going to pull a winner right now. So I'm going to push the randomizer machine that I took out of Lucas's garage from Flux the Post. Shh, he doesn't know. Don't worry about it. And I'm going to pull all the names in here, and I'm going to pull this big handle. And it doesn't work. I should have known because Lucas was supposed to fix it, and clearly that does not happen. So hang on a second. Hold on. All right. Okay, name just popped out. This month's winner is Daniel Villamizar. Villainous. Daniel V for Vendetta. You won the prize. You get to pick what you'd like. So please reach out to us in that PSVG Battle Pass Discord, or reach out to us at PSVG on Twitter to claim your prize. And if you're mad saying, why didn't I get entered? Why didn't I win? Well, number one, it's because, you're not a member of the Patreon. And if you are, the reason you might not have won is because your name is Chowfie. And the third reason you might not have won is because Lucas rigged the machine and wanted to give it to Daniel. I don't know what to tell you. But head over to PSVG. Sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/PSVG. But enough of this. Let's get on to this week's episode of PSVG Prime.
Hey, you know what, guys? This right here, this rambling, boring conversation containing already made before observations, this could be a podcast.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Really? A podcast? Don't you have to be some sort of whiz kid to do those?
Definitely not. Anyone with a computer can make one.
Well, that's it. We're anyone. Let's do a podcast from right here in the booth. Who's in?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of PSVG Prime, the flagship show of the PSVG Podcast Network, and the only gaming podcast that is still included in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kevin Feige is still actually executive producer of our show. Little known fact, fun fact for all of you. Is I your host, Kevin, and with me, as always, is the Groot to my rocket, Mr. Lucas Rose.
I am Groot.
That was too, Japanese businessman-like. That wasn't Vin Diesel.
I am a Groot. See, now kicked off the internet. Is it really Kevin Feige?
Feige.
It's not Feige? Beige,
no, not like
Beige.
It's
spelled?
No.
Come on, man. What is this?
I mean, you could pronounce it that way if you want.
I will.
Okay.
Maybe there's somebody out there named Kevin Feige, spelled exactly the same way, and he would appreciate that.
I'm sure that is actually the case. So Chris M and our Patreon supporters is, I believe, Macklefresh is how Donnie says it. Donnie knows Chris. So I'm gonna go and say that that's what it is. But I know people have the same spelling of that last name. It's McElfresh.
Oh.
So I don't know if Donnie has just been calling this guy by the wrong name for years. Which, Chris, if you're listening and that's true, please let me know. You don't need to tell Donnie. Just please let me know that he's been calling you the wrong name for years. But yes, so that's an example of where Feige may be Feige to somebody somewhere.
Nice. Hey, I had a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Have you seen my Flexipose randomizer machine? I was gonna use it to figure out what I was gonna eat for dinner tonight.
No.
I had it in my garage, but I mean, there's no locks on the garage, but only you know that, so don't tell
And
anybody.
I mean, last time I saw it was on top of the other broken randomizer. You had the working one on top of the broken one.
Yes.
So it might still be there, perhaps.
All right. Well,
or Jason took it.
But he doesn't do any work, so why would he take it?
He's piecing it out for scrap metal.
Cash. Maybe he was going to attach it to his car that never works.
He was going to take pieces to create new hernia mesh to help him, those types of problems. Well, believe it or not, people here, we are a gaming podcast sometimes. Lately, it's been getting less and less, I think, but people aren't complaining yet, so I guess we'll accept it. So I guess we'll talk about what we've been playing. I have some different things to talk about. It looks like Lucas does as well. So, sir, I will let you go first.
Okay, cool. Yeah, mine will be pretty quick. Just because Lego City, we beat it. That's nice. Really all I wanted to say. I mean, it's a decent enough storyline for kids. I mean, kids game. I loosely use that term because I've played some kids games, and this at least is playable, whereas those are just interactive experiences half the time. So now we're just going through and unlocking things, and of course they have it where you can't unlock anything unless you have all the costumes, or you can't unlock certain things. So we're just kind of hanging out, and he still likes just playing in the world, doing stunt ramps, and they have a lot of semis, which he really appreciates, getting those construction worker vehicle stuff. So
and he likes trading all your bits for one gold bar.
Apparently. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so thankfully the gold bar or the gold bricks don't do anything. Apparently they're just an indication of your completion progress.
Okay.
And there's a store that we unlocked in the police station where you can buy missing bricks. You just use studs to buy them. Well, they go in ascending order for, like, the first one's 100,000, the second one's 500,000, and so on and so forth. But if you really wanted to, you could just buy the most expensive one first. And that's exactly what he did. And I looked at him, I'm like, Isaac, no, don't do that. You just spent all of our money. It's cool. It's fine. Now, the good thing is that you collect so much money in this game that it really doesn't matter, especially once you unlock the multipliers for the studs.
Oh, yeah, the red bricks or whatever, yeah.
Yep, so the red brick cheats, as they call them. So, yeah, we're just having a good old time. I mean, it's funny. I usually don't just sit in games and just play them and discover things. I just try to get through them as quickly as possible when I'm just playing by myself. But when I play with him, we tend to just kind of hang out in these games and enjoy the world that they're in. We did it with Super Mario Odyssey, and we're doing it with Lego City, and I'm sure we'll continue to do it with whatever comes next. So it's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
The other game, of course, is Wolfenstein 2. I've been playing that a little bit more. As I said, I unlocked the base, the sub base, the submarine, not sub sandwich. That'd be weird, although a delicious base. And I will say I'm getting turned around and lost a lot in there. There's a lot of and there's a lot of rooms, and the map system kind of sucks.
Yeah. A lot of backtracking, going back and forth. It's almost a Metroidvania of shooters.
Yes, a little bit. Especially just when it comes to your home base. The levels are fairly, although I went to Manhattan and it was all broken down. I think it's Manhattan. All broken down and stuff. There were a couple times where I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But eventually I
kill Nazis. That's what you're supposed to do. Exactly.
And the dogs, man. I haven't seen dogs this ferocious since Resident Evil. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. What's the deal? Now here's the thing. I'm getting used to the aiming. It is still a little bit weightier, but I played around with my mouse settings, my sensitivity settings, dialed it down, dialed it in a little bit.
You're a sensitive guy. So.
I am, and so is my mouse apparently. So we had a little chat. I pressed some buttons, and now everything's okay. Workable. I can do this. I can shoot things and it'll be okay. So I appreciate that. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Wolfenstein 2 has the worst menu, like title screen, that I've ever seen. It looks like a Flash game. If you don't remember, it basically looks like a projector, except for there's no artwork. It's just like beige, and it's a new color. And I don't know, it uses the most basic Arial font or something. It just it just doesn't look stylized at all. I was kind of like, is this really the game? What's going on? Did I like run the wrong thing or something? I don't understand why this looks like this. So weird. The load screens look fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, playing along in Wolfenstein 2. It's good. Stein? I don't know.
I say Stein, but I've heard people say both.
Yeah. I mean, we may never know. Like we have discovered, you can say many things many different ways, and it's okay. The new game I want to talk about, Oxen-Free.
Okay.
I have it now, for some reason. I'm playing it through Xbox Game Pass thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have it free through Epic Game Store. But I mean, I am. Game Pass. Yeah, exactly. I am boycotting Epic Game Store though, because I just don't agree with it. Hold on. I am, by the way, recovering from sickness.
Or drunk.
Well, you know, I've been.
As he takes a swig of vodka. You can't just drink vodka like that, man. You're not 20 anymore.
It burns the bacteria. That's what they tell me. Now, here's the thing. Oxen-Free. Really excited to play this kind of point-and-click adventure game, whatever. Music is cool. Setting is cool. Kind of this weird ghost story thing going on. Characters seem good. Voice acting, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Life is Strange, like, you know, that level of good, I would say. Teenagers, what do you want? Or people pretending to be teenagers or pre-teenagers, whatever. Now, here's the thing. Little technical difficulty. Getting pretty tired of technical difficulties these days. The music won't stop playing from the previous section. So when I change into a new area, it continues to play. So clearly you've had this problem. What's the deal?
I didn't have the problem because I played it on Switch.
Okay.
But I am familiar with the problem. I think Donnie somebody talked about it before that hadn't played it on Switch. They played it on a different platform. It had the same issue where the music would just kind of get stuck and never change. It just keep repeating the same one.
I don't understand. It's so atmospherically breaking.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I played like, I want to say like 2 or 3 hours of the game, and it didn't connect with me. But to be fair, I think I played it like right after like Thimbleweed Park. So like Thimbleweed I absolutely loved, and I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling Oxen-Free as much, and it just seemed to be a lot slower, I think, but only not because the story was bad, just because there's no humor in it, where Thimbleweed had those light moments too to kind of make it feel more engaging, whereas this doesn't. It's very teen angsty, as you said.
Yeah, it's the kind of humor where you go, heh, you know what I mean? Yes, it's not like funny. Mm-hmm. It's not Ransom the Clown, that's for sure.
No.
But there is some stuff. There's some tidbits that I'd like to continue playing. But if this music thing continues, I don't know if I can play it until it's fixed. And I can't see anyone else talking about this.
So I recommend muting the game and either having your soundtrack be Tom Servo's bass riffs, his guitar solos on YouTube, or Mark Riboulet or whatever his name is. Just play their music instead, and I guarantee you'll have the same effect. As
I like it. I like it. See, I thought you were going to tell me to go on Spotify and just turn on the playlist, but no, you went in a different direction.
Oh, no, I made it better. I made the game better just then.
You just did. You made that's what I do with everything. Like, I'll put on a podcast and I'll mute the sound and I'll turn on something else, and I'm like, okay, I can get through this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do with Fluxipose. So yeah, I really wanted to like experience this game, and right now, I mean, it's just so annoying. Just turn on 2 or 3 songs, put them together, make them play at the same time. That's what I'm talking about. Excuse me, Kevin, you go.
Okay. As Lucas dies, I'll start with the game I've already been talking about a little bit, and that's Wolfenstein Youngblood. Not the same one Lucas is playing. And so I think I talked about last week where Donnie and I played again. He stopped and said, I'm deleting it. Yeah. So I've continued to do that, to continue playing for 2 or 3 sessions after that, and actually played a substantial amount the other night. And I will say, and I'm totally not blaming Donnie, I don't know what the deal is, but I'm having an easier time either having random people drop into my game or blocking all access and just having the computer player be my cover there. But I'm enjoying it. I think I'm probably 2/3 of the way through. I'm doing every single side quest, so that is making the game last a little bit longer there, having to do all the side quests. The one thing that I still not crazy about is because the map is structured and set the way it is, and you keep revisiting those same areas to the mission. So you have a main mission on that section of the map saying, okay, hack this computer, brother 1, brother 2, brother 3, whatever the case is. But you can also drop in and do side quests like, hey, take out this radio operator, or get this data disk from this Nazi, or whatever the case is. So you're constantly revisiting the same maps, so you get to know the layout a little bit each time. But I just wish there was more environments. But I get that this was more of a budget Wolfenstein versus the full $60 release. So they kind of that's I think where they made cuts to quality, was the fact that they only had like 3 maps and that's it, and you're just kind of revisiting them in different ways. But I do like it a lot better. Not blaming Donnie at all. I'm just having fun playing it alone now and getting through, and it's scratching that Wolfenstein itch that I was having. But for those that did quit on the game that do have it because it was way too hard and bullet spongy, patch came out yesterday. Yesterday as we were recording this, to balance those things. You're not emptying an entire clip. If you don't have the right ammo selected, it's doing double the damage it was before, so it is better. There'll still be bullet sponges if you're using the wrong ammo, but it's not impossible anymore. And they also said they're dropping a lot more ammo into the game there too. So they're clearly making quality of life improvements to make Wolfenstein Youngblood what it should be. But I think the problem is, I think the ship has sailed for a lot of people that maybe will pick it up when it's like $10 or $20 versus the people who would buy it now at the $40 range, just because of the bad press it's gotten. So I think it might be a little too late here to update and save Wolfenstein from most folks. But I'm going to beat it. I'm going to finish it. I'm almost there. Maybe tonight I'll actually do it even. But yeah. The other game I want to talk about, and I haven't talked about this one yet, comes from recommendation of Donnie, and that's Devil May Cry 5. Donnie's talked a little bit about it in the Discord, a little bit about it, I think, on the air as well, on the most recent State of the Xbox Empire. And I will say, Lucas, this game is awesome.
I've seen a little bit of video, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the best way to it's very stylish. It's a very deliberately stylized game. From every movement, every attack the character does, it's almost, I don't want to say coordinated, it's almost choreographed combat. So like it literally looks like they plotted this out, like, okay, he's gonna do this, but we're gonna get it from this camera angle. We're gonna slow down right here just as he's doing this, so he can like smirk at the camera before stabbing the guy. Like
so really cinematic sounding.
Yeah, it's like if Quentin Tarantino did a Japanese movie like Kill Bill, but also kind of gave it horror aspects, because the enemies are super grotesque. You're fighting all demons. There's like giant bugs. Like everything's just gross in it. But the characters are very cool. Some of the voiceover acting of one of the characters in particular, you have this one girl, not Nero, I forget her name, but she's basically your upgrade station. So she drives around in a van, windowless van. But you can call her, from phone booths, and she'll drop in no matter where you are, even if it's highly inappropriate, like the top floor of a cathedral. Somehow her van comes crashing in through the ceiling and parks right in front of you. That's awesome. But that's where you can upgrade your weapons and stuff. Her voiceover, she's very like deep south, and it's like it's too much. It's not that southern twang. It's like the caricature of a southern person. So it's just so blown out of proportion.
Happens a lot in video games.
Yes, like Wolfenstein Youngblood has that too, actually.
I remember you were telling me about that, or telling us about it. Yeah. I don't know what it is about a southern accent that just sounds like somebody trying to do a southern accent a lot of the time. You know, hey everybody.
It's just too much. Like just tone it down a little bit, and you're fine.
Get a southern person. It probably is, and we're just like don't like southern accents. Maybe that's what it is.
Could be. We're a bunch of Yankees up here. But yeah, the combat's super fun. There's lots of combos and chaining, and you have your different weapons. Like the first character you play is Nero, and he's got, typical Devil May Cry. He has the gun and he has the big sword. But he also has one of his arms was cut off. So he gets like a cybernetic implant that girl actually developed for him that you can plug in, and you basically get abilities in that hand. So you have your pistol, your sword, and the hand. The hand you can swap out. That's your Devil Breaker, they call it. So it can actually get destroyed, and you have to replace it with another one. So each one of those hands, though, have different abilities. Some has like electricity, some will shoot rockets, some will stop enemy combos, some will cause like you to be able to dodge quicker. Like they all have different abilities there. You kind of switch out on the fly.
Or you unlock them.
No. Like you unlock them as you go through the game, and you can upgrade their abilities as well. So it works out pretty well. And there's another guy there. I haven't played as him yet, but I know you will. His name is V. He can basically be best described as like Chris Angel. Like visually, that's what he looks like. And he works. Well, yeah, no, pretty much. And his voice is kind of like, he just seems annoying. But he looks pretty cool, and I actually really want to play as him. He carries more like a cane that has a blade at the bottom, and he doesn't appear to use any guns. Instead, it looks like his tattoos come alive. So like there's one scene where he held out his cane and put it down, and you saw like the tattoos swirl on his arm down through his hand, and then all of a sudden there's a giant panther that came out and attacked the enemies.
That's pretty damn cool.
It was cool, and he's got this giant like demon crow. So it's like a crow or a raven as you think of it now, but probably about 5 times the size, so it's absolutely massive, and it can actually talk. And that appears to do attacks too once you're able to play as him. So like I want to see his abilities, because Nero in my mind plays very much like Dante does in your typical fashion. I think he plays Dante eventually too. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The soundtrack is great. It's a lot of like techno dubstep kind of things when you're engaged in combat. Like it just kind of kicks into that. So like a fight's coming when it's like it slows down, the beats kick in, you're like, all right, time to fight. And then when you're done, it goes back to normal ambient music. So it's funny. But yeah, it seems to be well written, very well stylized. The camera angles it takes, it's all done very, very deliberately. So I'm having a lot of fun. It's very satisfying combat. So I'll be digging into this one for a while, and I'm glad I jumped in, because I was going to try and continue playing Nier, and I was just like, I don't have the pull to go back to that game, so let's try this. And right now I have the pull to want to go and play that again, but I want to beat Wolfenstein because I'm close. So I'll beat that and then jump back into Devil May Cry for sure. But definitely 2 thumbs up on Game Pass. I don't know if it's on PC as well, but if it is, Lucas, I suggest you download that and give that a whirl.
I know that it goes on sale for like $7.50 or $5 every once in a while these days. So I think it's that one anyways. So I've always been interested in trying it out, and after hearing you talk about it, I think I will. So
cool. So yeah, that wraps up what we've been playing. So let's jump into, as always, the messages here. You folks have been very kind to keep us going each and every week. Even if most of them aren't about video games, we don't care, because that makes it fun and interesting for us. So it's time to check out the messages.
Message for you, sir.
First one comes in from Devin. Lucas, top 5 summertime meals. # prime question.
Ooh. Can I just say grilled anything, basically?
That's where I was going. That's totally what I was thinking. So I'm like, all right, you got your hot dogs.
Burgers.
You got your burgers. No problem.
Brats. Brats are different than hot dogs. Come
brats
on
are
now.
definitely different than hot dogs. Sausages. Although sausages and brats, I kind of put those together most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, kebabs. You got your kebabs.
Ooh, I haven't done any kebabs this year. We did ribs last weekend, though.
Ribs? There you go.
Which was awesome.
I will
say. Oven first, then grill them off.
I will say, though, I had an experience that changed my life forever.
Oh, do tell.
I went to Panera Bread, of all places, and I got this
food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
And it changed your life.
now I don't eat salads. No, I got this salad. It was like the summer salad, and it had strawberries in it and all this fanciful poppy seed dressing and such.
My wife loves that one.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's like a big bowl of summer right there. Not a piece of meat to be found.
No, it's a refreshing like summer salad type thing.
It's great. Fruit and salad. Who knew?
But not fruit salad. Don't confuse with that. That's totally different.
That's just different fruits in a bowl.
Yeah. It's more like fruit cereal. But not good fruit cereal like Fruit Loops or, And
there's always that water at the bottom. And like the bananas have all like gotten really big and mushy. The bananas are already mushy, but bananas and water don't go together.
That's true.
Bananas and whipped cream. That's what we need.
The other thing I was thinking of, I don't know how often, I know a lot of people don't do this, but I do it at least a couple times a year. I will grill pizza.
Yeah. Yes,
and those are awesome.
I've tried that, and my the crust burns immediately on the bottom, and then everything on top is like
too hot, Lucas.
I can't help it. I'm too hot. I'm too hot.
Hot day.
Thank you. Don't leave me hanging, brother.
No. So I think we said more than 5, so we'll count it.
I like it.
Okay.
And we even added something that wasn't meat for
That's true.
The vegetarians.
Just for you, Grouchy Surge. That was for you. That was a healthy alternative.
Strawberry lettuce. There you go.
Yep. It's all good. All right, so Lucas, next question comes in from Callow.
Yeah.
You got a lady coming over. Not right now because you're married. That'd be inappropriate. But in a past life, what's your number one killer, I need to impress this chick dish? And how do you make it?
Well, recently I have been getting more into, I don't want to say complicated meals, but meals that are more complicated than sticking something in the microwave.
Okay.
So we bought I've always wanted an iron skillet, but I always heard that there was they were hard to upkeep and all this other stuff. And it's kind of a myth, really. They're really not that difficult.
No, they're pretty easy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, oh, I gotta season it, whatever. But you really don't have to do it that often. So what I do is I get chicken thighs. Now, I don't really like chicken thighs, but it works best for this dish.
Okay.
And I'll get these chicken thighs, and I cook those. I brown them. You gotta brown them because otherwise this is gonna turn into just mush. Brown them up, make them look good, set them aside. Then you make a sauce. Now, I have done honey garlic with some ginger in it. The ginger really sets it off. Honey garlic, that's fine, but it's a little one note. Or honey sriracha. Get a little heat in there. Yeah. I can't do a lot of heat, but I do like the flavor of the sriracha. And so you make the sauce, which is always honey based. Hold on.
Lucas is taking another break.
Sorry. Haven't talked this much all day. My throat's like, what are you doing? So you make the sauce, set that aside, and then that takes 8 minutes. Then you put down some butter in the cast iron skillet. This is all been doing in the cast iron skillet. Put down some butter. Put down some rice. I use jasmine rice.
Ooh, nice touch.
Stir it all up. Let it cook for a minute. You can put onions in there and some thyme. Make it fragrant. Mm-hmm. And then you layer the chicken back on top. Cover it up. Put that whole iron skillet in the oven. Cook it for about an hour. 45, 50 minutes. In the last 5 minutes before it's done, you take off the cover. You brush the sauce onto the chicken that's been laid on top of the rice. And then you broil it so that you crystallize the sugar and the honey.
Okay.
You brush it on the chicken. You pour the rest in the rice. And then, you add chicken broth as the liquid for the rice that will soak it up. That way the rice isn't just hard pieces of crunchiness.
Yeah.
And when you're all done, you got a 1-pan chicken and rice meal that's delicious. And it looks difficult, but it really wasn't. It takes a little bit of time, but honestly, it's not really that difficult at all. Also, I have grilled the chicken before instead of doing it in the pan, and it works that way too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very good.
I like it. All right, Callow, get out your little notebook. You're going to like this one.
Uh-oh.
It's tacos, but not regular tacos. That's too easy. What I like to do is a potato and chorizo taco. So what you do, Callow, get some chorizo, ground chorizo. You can get it in the sausage if you prefer, and just kind of take the casing out, grind it up, cook it. Just cook it on the stove. Just, brown it up, get that scent out there. Little salt, little pepper. That's it. You keep that very, very simple. Doesn't need to be mixed or don't do anything with it. Take potatoes. Yukon Gold particularly work best here. Dice them up into cubes. You're going to not put them in the oven. You're going to fry them in a pan just with a little tiny bit of oil so they get nice and crispy, almost like home fries. You got to think about it that way. So it's that kind of texture on there. Okay. You grab if you're going to do corn tortillas, you can do it either way. I prefer flour, but if you're going to do corn tortillas, you have to toast them, put them in the oven for a little bit, get them a little crunchy, get a little heat on it. But with the potatoes, if you like onions or your audience likes onions, dice up some onions, cook them with the potatoes to get that flavor infused between both. Put those aside with the chorizo. Now, Take some corn. You can cheat. You can do frozen corn. Nice and easy. Put it in a pan. Fry it up. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Squeeze a little bit of sriracha up on there. Mix it all together. Brown that corn so it's more like street corn texture. You're going to get that ingredient there too. You're going to have some queso fresco for cheese. That's the important part here to keep it authentic. And some, arugula. I was going to say lettuce. It's not lettuce. It's arugula. And you're going to put all that in the taco. Just make your taco piece meal all together there. And then you need to make some spicy ranch sauce for it though. Can't use taco sauce. Can't use ranch dressing. No sour cream. This is what you use. You use spicy ranch. You just take regular ranch dressing, Hidden Valley, whatever, Ken's, whatever you want to use. You add a tablespoon of hot pepper sauce, whether it's Tabasco, Sriracha, whatever you want to use, it's fine.
Ghost peppers.
That's fine too. Frank's Red Hot, that's kind of my go-to. That's an easy one that people mostly have. Add a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of chili powder to it. Mix it all up. You get a spicy ranch sauce. It goes really, really well with that chorizo and potato taco. So bam, there you have it. It's spicy. So if they're a wuss, omit the ranch dressing, then you can use sour cream. But if they like a little bit of heat, muy caliente, keep it all in there, brother.
Wow, you got 2 meals to make this week. Bye.
I ain't doing it.
No,
Callo does.
Not you, Callo's got to make us tacos and chicken, and then we will grade how well you did based on a recipes that were given to you auditorily while listening to your podcast about video games.
And you can't complain about it because you asked. You asked
true.
us, and we gave it to you, so now you need to give it to us. We expect pictures in the Discord, everything.
Yep, I agree.
Everything. So see, if you want to give us questions to answer and have to come up and struggle with like the ones we got this week, you can always feel free to let us know in the Discord, which you can find by heading over to psvg.blog, and you can click on the Discord link and join us in there. We have a Prime channel that's where the most nonsensical things happen, I would say. It's never really on topic because there is no topic for us, as you can clearly see. Or you can tweet at us at PSVG. We will typically ask every week the day that we record for questions, so prepare your wackiest ones and let us know. But now, because it's been a week, so with that, it's time to check out the news of the week.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite news outlet on the Citadel.
You go first, sir.
Okay. Let's get the goofy one out of the way here. The one that's telling me to disable ad blocker. Why do they do that? I hate that. I understand why, but it's like, come on. I'm doing a podcast here. So there's this game coming out. I wasn't really aware of it, so this is kind of a twofer for me. Predator Hunting Grounds. Best idea will probably never happen because it's literally illegal. Predator Hunting Grounds, of course, is a asymmetrical cooperative competitive game. Mm-hmm. A la, what's that horrible one that the monster evolved?
Evolve, yes. Yeah.
Or Dead by Daylight, but that wasn't horrible. So, of course, you've got the shoulder-mounted plasma cannon. You got the invisibility. You got the boom when every time he changes a different look, heat vision and such. But if you remember, he also was able to do mimicry by recording and using technology to relay voices. Now, the game developers wanted to utilize that by allowing the Predator to tap into the TeamSpeak of the other 4 players and use what they said against them to
awesome.
Make them think that somebody's over here or over there, whatever. Cause confusion, basically, and mess with them. However, it is illegal to record somebody without their permission. That little old legality loophole. So, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Well, but you can stream other people, which is essentially recording them as I'm on Mixer or Twitch.
Now, see, that's what I'm wondering, because they don't explain how. They're still looking at different things they can do.
Maybe because it's the voice, not the actions of them moving around. But their voice goes through. Oh, no, it doesn't. The voice doesn't go through if you're streaming with other people unless they give you permission to add that party chat capability. So I guess it must be the actual voice. But the players moving in their name show up on my stream whenever I'm playing like Apex. So
yeah. That's true.
Huh.
I wonder if they can do something that they can add into the end user agreement or something.
That'd be awesome.
Like by playing this game, you're allowing your voice to be recorded or something. I'm sure a lot of people would love that.
I know, but it's such a cool thing that it would be really cool to have in the game, though.
They said the technology isn't why they can't do it. It is this law. And they did say they could use some of the clips and stuff from the movie and just have it be like film based.
Sure.
The ones that the Predator actually uses in the movie. And then they also said they might be able to use some of the team speak that the actual characters use, which seems kind of lame. But
the pre-recorded, yeah.
Yeah, press V and 1 for I need a medic or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And like I said, I wasn't even aware of this game, so it seems interesting that they are trying to bring new things to this genre and use the movie property, the license, to actually innovate the game. But it's I don't know. How would you? I know there are people who care about this, but I'm just kind of like, I guess it could come back to bite somebody in the butt, right?
I guess.
You're hanging out with 4 of your friends. You're not worried about what you're saying, and then somebody has a recording of you saying something ridiculous or whatever, or something out of context. It doesn't even really matter. This is the internet. People get mad at you for anything. But couldn't it just delete it? Like, there's no way to store it on your, maybe it's stored client side or server side or something.
Yeah, but it's still should be able to purge like every hour or so, because why would they ever need to keep that?
Right, exactly. So
yeah,
it's interesting, but it leads into a much bigger issue to me, and that's
I guess too. So I mean, the technology is there hypothetically to do it, but if you're playing as the Predator, how do you determine what was said that you want it to repeat? Like, I don't know how it would do that. Like, if you're just having a conversation, like, hey man, so how was work today? Oh, work was cool, blah blah blah, and then like you hear your friend say the same thing again, I guess that'd be a dead giveaway. Like, oh yeah, man, work sucked today. But like, why did you just say that? You said that 20 minutes ago. Like,
I guess that would depend on what the person recorded. So this says, so that obviously creates the perfect opportunity to copy the film and allow the Predator to record snippets of the other team's voice chat to play back while taunting them. So I'm guessing you record a certain section and then, I don't know, open up your editor and then
it just seems like you get killed trying to do all that stuff. And then and you also, that means the Predator would have to be able to hear the conversation. So that also doesn't make sense. If you're in a versus game and like you're the Predator, you shouldn't be able to hear the other people. So I agree it would be really cool, but I think they'd have to think it through a little bit more. It's almost more suited for a game that you can't do voice chat for, where it was just those pre-recorded, I need a medic, let's go over here, come around this way. If you were able to do those, then it totally makes sense that you'd just be able to pick them at random and people would be like, oh, that's very feasible that, Joe just said, let's go this way. Mm-hmm. And you walk right into the Predator's hands.
Or call for a medic.
Right.
Or, something like that. Set up an ambush. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's a good point. Maybe this is one of those things that seem good on paper, but in actuality wouldn't really work that well.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
Cool. I'm with you. We're gearing up for September here, so that means we have a new round of games with gold on Xbox and PlayStation Plus titles. So Xbox announced today, as we're recording, that they will get access to Hitman, the full first season in September's, along with Xbox 360's backwards compatible, of course, Earth Defense Force 2025 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. That's a lot of T's right there. And then the last thing rounding out is We Were Here, which is an indie exploration puzzle game that launched on Steam in 2017. The two other Earth Defense Forces have been offered games with gold earlier this year. They seem to be offering them. They did May, June, and September now. So they're just kind of going through the series, I guess, to offer. Yeah. But I mean, pretty cool.
Tired of that.
Yeah. I'd want to try Hitman, but I thought Hitman was on Game Pass, but I could be wrong. It might have been at one point, but it's not now, kind of deal. But I definitely want to play that one. I think I'll give that a shot. We Were Here seems interesting enough, but it just depends on how heavy the puzzly aspects are. That would annoy me a little bit if it got too much. And then on the PlayStation side, PlayStation killing it again another month with bringing some great value. Although, unfortunately, I let my PlayStation Plus lapse, and I think at this point I'm not renewing, knowing that the new console's coming out next year, and I don't know what I'm doing. But you get Batman Arkham Knight, which is awesome, and Darksiders 3 as the free games for September. So
that just came out.
Yeah, it was released Darksiders was released 2018, but it was late 2018. where you're starring as Fury, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. You got to hunt down personifications of the 7 deadly sins, and if she's able to do so, she is promised the leadership of the 4 horsemen. But yeah, and then Batman Arkham Knight, which I've talked about numerous times on the show in the past, is one of my favorite games to come out this generation. Another great game. So if you're on those platforms, go and get your air quotes free games.
Nice.
What else you got, Lucas?
Here's an interesting thing.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll never believe what happens next. Resident Evil's next chapter is Project Resistance, and it's not a remake. Now, I'm pretty sure I heard they're basically definitely doing Resident Evil 3 if 2 did well, and let's face it, 2 knocked it out of the park.
Yep, it was
to
awesome.
use a reference of a game that we both hate, baseball. But, you know, if they can take what they learned from that, because it's not like it was a 1-for-1 remake, you know, they didn't just take 2 and just make it higher resolution or whatever. They had to do some other stuff. They can take that into this next game. I'm excited because with Resident Evil 7, which I have yet to play, but I do have, so I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 2 remake, and now this, maybe the days of, I don't know, like Revelations and 6 are behind us. I know Revelations wasn't terrible, but I know 6 wasn't great.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, too many Resident Evil games.
Yeah. So initial gut instinct when I first saw this was announced this morning, I was excited. I'm like, oh, awesome. Teaser website went up. There apparently were some leaked assets though from this trailer. Did you hear anything about those? Okay. This appears to be a 4-player cooperative type game.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm reserving judgment because it may not be that number 1, but it seems like the trailer, some of the aspects have leaked and you see characters. It's not like Leon Kennedy, Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine. It's none of those people. It's just your generic people.
Hunk.
So it looks like, it looks almost like they're going for like a Left 4 Dead or Call of Duty zombie mode perhaps, but they've done things in the past. So like the Umbrella Chronicles was one of them. And we look at like Metal Gear Survive. Like, it looks like I don't want it to be something like that. If it's literally just more like Left 4 Dead, that'd be awesome. I think we've been long overdue for a great game like that. Call of Duty Zombies is probably the closest thing we have to that right now. And that's obviously its own beast. But I would love to see something done in that fashion. So I'm still hopeful it's going to be good. But my initial reaction was like, oh, it's going to be a new Resident Evil. It does not appear to be that way at all. But we'll find out soon. September 9th, they're supposed to be unveiling it, essentially, that trailer. So we'll find out more then in a couple weeks to know for sure. But yeah, exciting. I mean, they've done really well with the last 2, so I have to try and be hopeful that they'll continue that hot streak they've been on. But that leaked assets, if it is true, got me a little concerned.
That makes sense for why they named it Project Resistance then, because maybe the resistance is these 4 people. And well, I guess, we'll see how that turns out then.
Yeah. So to go in the irrelevant and covering stories, nobody else would dare do so. Hey, Lucas, there's a Jumanji, the video game.
I saw this, and I saw the trailer.
And this is not your Robin Williams. I was supposed to say Resident Evil. Resident Evil would be awesome. But Jumanji, this is the one with Kevin Hart, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Jack Black. And
I like that one. I enjoyed it. It was all right.
I was going to ask you that if you enjoyed the movie, and I enjoyed it enough. I was like, this is a cool twist. I get it. It was fun. I can appreciate it for what it is. The weird thing is the trailer doesn't show you anything.
No, not really.
Like, at all. And they say, like, here's the gameplay trailer. And no, it's not. You just see the 4 characters drop in, making that little noise from when they die and they respawn back from the movie. The character models look actually pretty good. They're obviously cartoonish a little bit, but cartoonish in the way of, like, Overwatch characters. So it's not, like, ridiculous. But yeah, they kind of just make it sound like it's only you and 3 teammates can recover the jewels and save Jumanji. So get online, gather friends for a split screenplay, or go alone with AI companions. There's an army of evil marauders to take on, deadly beasts and traps to dodge, and cool customizations to unlock. With your heroes as your avatars, you know you've got unique abilities and hilarious failings to save the day. It's being released on Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC on November 8th, and that's all you know. We don't really know anything else about this.
I've seen a trailer with gameplay. This is a different gameplay trailer than a different trailer than the one I've seen.
Okay.
And the gameplay looks awful.
All right.
The animation, like, I agree. The character models and stuff look pretty good, especially for being they look like Sims that actually look like the people they're supposed to look like.
Yes.
That's kind of the style they went after.
Yeah, totally.
But the gameplay and especially the animation, the way they walk and move around is just robotic and terrible. And based on the gameplay, I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at. That's why I originally agreed with you. I'm like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. And then now I see this trailer is just literally almost a teaser, basically.
Yeah.
But I'll see if I can find that and send it to you later. It looked like a mobile free-to-play game or something.
And then the other thing I'd be scared of, too, is if there's actually voiceovers, like, unless they're ripped right from the movie, which will get tired really quick.
Yes.
Who's voice acting? Because if, like, these are iconic people doing these characters, like, you can't just have somebody else try and impersonate Kevin Hart or Jack Black or The Rock. Like, it just will not sound right.
Or what's her name?
Yeah, or what's her name that I can't remember. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It seems kind of funny at first, but yeah, it's coming if you're interested. Get online, go check it out.
Jack Black's character is just gonna, if it's lines from the movie, it's just gonna be him going, "Oh my God, you guys, I can't even right now." That's all his character will say.
Yep, pretty much.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Back to you.
Can't wait to see how that turns out.
You won't believe what happens next.
Exactly. Hey guys, I got a great story for you here. I am very surprised by this, Kevin. Telltale Games is being revived. But wait, there's more. Here's the thing, though. Basically, nobody who was originally involved with Telltale is doing any of this revival. It is a couple of people who one was spent much of his career, Otley, has spent much of his career in mobile games, most recently as founder and CEO of Galaxy Pest Control, which is best known for licensed games based on Duck Dynasty and Power Rangers.
Great.
Power Rangers is fine. Duck Dynasty, this other guy, Waddle, or girl, I guess I don't really know. Waddle. Oh, yeah, they're both guys. Well, Jamie could be a girl.
It's true.
But the way the industry goes is probably a guy, let's face it. Waddle's previous experience includes running sales and marketing for the Havoc game engine. So, I mean...
Bulletstorm? Right? They used to have it, didn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. This just seems kind of like... But then they go on to say that Otley confirmed that the new business has back catalog rights to licensed properties like The Wolf Among Us and Batman, as well as full rights to the original Telltale games, such as Puzzle Agent and probably that poker game, I guess. That's not. It's an original game with licensed characters. But there are some other expired licenses that they're looking at, but they haven't grabbed everything. Hopefully, The Wolf Among Us was Fables, basically, right?
Yeah. And I mean, that's the one I wanted. That's the one I was most upset about when Telltale went under. Was that one? I was waiting so long for the sequel, and they said they're working on it, and then things happened. And
backburnered it for Batman and Borderlands and
which I enjoyed Batman. I enjoyed Batman, but it's my issue here is okay. So we know they definitely don't have Walking Dead. That went back to Skybound, who owns the licenses for Walking Dead, everything anyway.
Yep.
They don't have Borderlands because that went back. They don't have Stranger Things.
These haven't been announced. Borderlands,
Game of Thrones,
Guardians of the Galaxy, Minecraft. Probably not, though.
Right.
Probably expensive.
And they did say the Stranger Things game that was planned for, those rights went back to Netflix. Netflix had that sewn up in the contract that if something happened, they got the rights back.
Yeah,
that was guaranteed that. They weren't going to mess around with that. So I'm worried because while I would like to have The Wolf Among Us, if people aren't working on it from the writers and the developers, you're not going to capture the same thing. It's just going to be like, oh, they're trying to do a game like Telltale did by using the Telltale name. Now, some other details did come out about this later in the day. It's not here in this article you posted here. Was some of the folks here that are working here in this new revival are former Telltale people, but
Yes.
They're working on as contractors.
Yes, that was in here somewhere. This is a pretty long article, actually.
Oh, okay. Which kind of sucks because this Telltale office is located in San Francisco, which is not a cheap place to live. And you're going to be a game designer on a contract basis, not a hired hand, so. And what happens if they put out one game and it doesn't do good? Like, is that whole staff just done, or are you contracted just for that game and you're done? Like, that's
right. Well,
it's tough.
I wonder if it's because they do go on in this article. A lot of it is about how they're going to be wary of taking on too much.
Right.
They're only going to grow as the business grows instead of just, we can do everything. And so I wonder if that's why. If they're saying, all right, we have an established team, we have an idea of what we're going to do. We can bring on other Telltale people per, basis of what we can afford to do. If we do better, hire them back on.
Not a bad idea.
I don't know. But it all is kind of choppy waters to me because they, like, for every good thing that seems like it's a positive, there's also this weird kind of negative thing going on. So it really, to me, could go either way. And like you said, I think it'll just depend on their first release and how that goes. And who knows how long that's going to take.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And you're right. Like, if they actually do it that manner, like, hey, we're just going to focus on one game. Let's get this one out here, see how people like it. Then we'll start thinking about the new process. That's fine. Although, when you look at how these games are developed, they're often done episodically, and they're not all done before the first one goes out the door kind of deal. They might have like 2 done before they start shipping them. So what happens if you launch and sales are really, really rough? Are they even financially sound enough to continue to even finish that game, or do we run into another situation where it stops mid-season like Walking Dead initially had done before Skybound came in?
One of the new owners did say that they're looking at evolving Telltale's episodic model. So, quote, we will probably keep the concept of episodes, but with different pacing. This is a different world from a media consumption standpoint. We need to look at how people like to entertain themselves. I like the idea of binge watching. So, maybe they get it done and release it every month at the same day or whatever, the same week.
Sure.
Every month, instead of, like, I know you guys have talked about The Last of Us 2, and it's however many months go by before you get the next episode, and you're just like, I don't even remember what's happening. Not Last of Us 2. Life is strange. Too many L's. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Bring it back from the dead, take their stuff, try to do what they did, but do it in a different way without the same people in a different way.
Yeah, and you think about like the writers in Telltale, really what made you forgive in most cases like the jank that would come with a lot of Telltale games, because the writing was just so good that you're like, I don't even care. And the voice acting, like, once again, like, I don't know, can this company afford to give that same quality? You could do it at a slower pace. That's fine. Don't work on multiple projects. I'm all for that. But like, can you even do this first, whatever you kick off as? Can you do that first one well enough to be like, all right, I trust this new Telltale? Because that, in gamers, I mean, look at how we are. We're quick to turn on people right away. You release one bad game and people are like swearing off companies, like,
that's true,
or boycotting, or whatever the case is. So
don't put it on Epic Game Store.
Right. They're not gonna get another chance. I think like they're gonna have whatever they decide to go with forward first. I would recommend going for The Wolf Among Us, just because I think people would be open to trying it. Don't continue Batman right now because people like Batman had the expectations. I don't think it sold as well as a lot of the other ones, even though they were decent. But just go with one that people have been waiting for that can be its own standalone. It doesn't need to continue right off the last one, and see if you can earn people's trust. If you do that right, then you can start playing with some of those licenses and bring back and, keep doing Batman or Tales from the Borderlands if you get that again, or whatever the case is. But I think that to be very careful about their first move, because people might give them a second chance, but I don't think there's any chance in hell they're getting a third chance if something doesn't go right here.
They should just buy the Minecraft rights. They should focus on that, because they can make that whatever they want, and even if it's bad, people just eat it up anyways because it's Minecraft.
It's true. It's true. What if you just do Minecraft? Just do Minecraft Wolf Among Us. Like, is that the way around the license? You just need to get Minecraft and you can build whatever you want, literally.
I like it. it, and by like it, I mean I think that's an awful idea. What would a cigarette look like in Minecraft? Like, how would that even work?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be rough.
Man.
Yeah. So I have one more article here, and I don't really know where I'm going with this one, but I just thought this one was a kind of a cool story. It is very long, But the headline, this is on NBC News, so it's not even from a gaming source, that older people are embracing video games, and for some that means stardom. And the main focus of the article is this woman, Audrey, who's 88 years old and has put more than 3,500 hours into Animal Crossing.
It's Caro's future.
Kind of. And she uses it to help connect with her grandson, who's all the way across the country.
I'm crying right now.
Right. So every morning, while she eats her breakfast, she puts on Animal Crossing New Leaf, and she has a new Nintendo 3DS XL. And, you know, she interacts with them. She says, you know, this is where it gets at. I don't have much of a social life. I'm stuck at home mostly. And, you know, I don't know what to do. Playing this game makes it feel like I have company. So she attends to all of her animals every single day. She does suffer from carpal tunnel. So she actually has to play it by putting it on the counter. But it doesn't cut into her playing time, even though she's in pain. She says she tries to play every day because I don't want to disappoint my animal friends. Like, it is the cutest freaking thing. But the AARP says they're seeing an increase overall of Americans 50 and older who play video games. They said the AARP will release a topic on this later this year, so they haven't given all the details here, but they say a lot of older people are able to play games to help defend or slow down neurological disease such as Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that by continuously working their brains by playing games, whatever it is, even something as simple as Animal Crossing. Just to kind of play and think every day instead of just sitting, as we see unfortunately with some senior citizens. They'll sit and watch, you know, Judge Judy and Family Feud all day, and they just like literally sitting in a TV, just their brain rotting. This gives them ways to interact and engage with people and think and just actually physically have to do something. And in some cases like this one here, she can, you know, play online with her grandson across the country and kind of do things. So I think it's pretty darn cool to see this trend here of just older people gaming. And yes, some people may say, well, Animal Crossing is not really a game. It's like, yeah, grandma's not playing Apex Legends. I'm sorry. I'm sure there is at least one or two out there that do, but it's not going to be common. But it's a really cool thing, and some are actually looking at doing things on Twitch to stream like their grandma. I've seen a couple of these show up on Twitch before. Like people have set up their grandmother to stream on Twitch, and there's like grandma plays like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like it's pretty fun to see. There's a grandmother who plays Elder Scrolls too. I forgot her name.
Isn't that all she plays?
Yeah, it's all she plays. Yeah, I forget what it is, but she's been playing it like forever too. But it's just hilarious.
Google Elder Scrolls Grandma, and I'm sure it'll come up.
I'm sure, yeah. But she's super cool. But it's a cool trend to see. And the funny thing in my back of my head, so like you said, you're getting all choked up. Like just read it at first, you're like, oh, this is great. Lucas, this is us. Like this is what's gonna happen. Yeah.
My kids won't come see me, so I'm gonna play Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Or like, whatever.
Yeah. I was like, but I could totally see myself like I don't anticipate, unless the cost of games gets to be so ridiculous like you just can't. I don't see me ever stopping doing this just because I get older. If as long as I'm physically able to do it, I think I'd do it.
This is really sad. Grandpa Gaming Twitter says tweeted a post that says, I am sorry I will not be streaming for at least 5 days. At 11:45 this morning, I suffered a heart attack. I am fine now and in good hands. Barnes Jewish Hospital, St. Peters, Missouri.
Oh my God.
That's so sad. Like this is cool. Don't get me wrong, but God, that's sad. That's.
But also think of it. So yeah, Grandpa gave me I see it here. But that means there are people there that would be wondering, well, how come he wasn't streaming? Because you look at, like, we talk about Ninja on them, and they talk about the cost of if they take a day off, if they take a week off, how many people stop subscribing or stop watching. So this guy has enough of a following that he was like, I need to tell them I'm not gonna be around for 5 days. Yeah. But hey, I'm still alive, guys. Like, I'll be back.
That's true. Nuts. You know, this reminds me. Have you ever heard the story of I don't know if it's true or not, but I remember reading it, of the kid whose mom used to play, and I think it was Animal Crossing, and picked up the kid's old DS because he didn't play it anymore and got moved on to something else. And his mom passed on from multiple sclerosis or something, and he picked it up just to see like how far she had gotten, and she like logged in every day and gave his account presents and sent him stuff in the mail and like little messages or whatever it is. I don't know how Animal Crossing works, but basically went back and found like this whole world that his mom was doing for him, and just like, oh gosh. Or the one who used to play Xbox with their dad, and they used to play racing games, and he had the
ghost
best
data. I remember that. Yep.
And he was about to beat him, like he raced him for a whole summer, and then he stopped because he didn't want to delete it. Right in the feels.
It's true. I'm looking at Grandpa Gaming. I want you to know he's completely fine.
Thank goodness.
He's good. That's an older post, but he apparently has also at least attended more than once TwitchCon, because he made a post saying he's selling his house and moving to a new home, so he won't be able to attend this year's TwitchCon, but he'll be there for next year. So he's that much into this world that he's like attending TwitchCon and stuff like that. That's awesome.
That's awesome. A post of his wedding day, December 22nd, 1987. Look at this man. Yes. Rocking the mustache.
He looks like Hagar from Final Fight. Was it Final Fight?
Yes. Yeah, he was the mayor.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Gosh darn it. People are awesome sometimes.
Yeah. See, we're leaving you all on a good note for once.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Well,
he's partnered on Twitch too, so he's that big. He's a Twitch partner.
Good for him.
Not an affiliate. He's a partner.
We need to be treating our old people better, okay? We can't throw them into these homes and let them rot.
It's true. It's true. He's retired Navy too.
Wow.
20 years, 4 months in the Navy for under active service. Wow.
Well, he deserves to play video games then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Shirley Curry is the name of the grandma that plays Elder Scrolls. Sorry, I just saw it here. Well, since they made the announcement today about me as a character in the next Elder Scrolls game, I can show my favorite thing I brought away with me. So she actually went to the...
Oh, she did motion capture for it? For the new one?
I don't know. There's a video here. And she's talking to one of the developers or something at Bethesda.
That's awesome.
This is crazy.
But see,
people are just like us.
Yeah, see, some good news, folks. See, we're not leaving us bad. There's another article that I was going to talk about, some recent harassment allegations that have come out, like numerous ones that have come out like this past week. But I didn't want to talk about it. I want to bring it down. So I brought this story instead for some good feels.
Thank you. I mean, we shouldn't ignore that either, but it is.
No, but
it's heavy.
But who are we to comment on that? We don't
need to.
Right.
That's like a lawsuit thing. That's for a judge to determine, and a jury, and an executioner. But we don't. Yeah, I was gonna say we don't do that in my state. So
I don't know if we do it in my state. I don't think so. Pretty sure we don't.
Really, you haven't done some like sting or like operation where you're like, all right, I better make sure I can't be executed for what I'm about to do.
No, we have mafia hits up here because we're in.
Oh, like you go to jail for about 2 days and then suddenly Ted the Shiv.
Yep.
Puts his namesake out there, and
so not official execution, but yes. Yeah, it is what it is. So what do you say? We good? We done?
Yeah.
All
Grandpa
right.
Gaming.
Grandpa
Go
Gaming.
check it out.
Go follow him at Grandpa Gaming on Twitter. Go follow that. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for hopefully telling a friend. We appreciate you. If you want to follow all the different things we have on here and all the other shows, head over to psvg.blog. Reminder: this is the last show before September, folks. We've been hyping the machine. We've been priming the machine, if you will. Prime. September to remember is upon us, guys. So we have not given you the news as to what exactly that is. All I'm going to say is just keep listening. And when things happen, make sure you spread that word, because we have some big things in store for September. A lot of surprises, a lot of cool things lined up. So just stay tuned, buckle your seatbelts, keep us at the top of your podcast queue. We appreciate it. But Lucas, where can people find you?
I don't know where I am right now is what I will say when I'm 88. I'm on Discord sometimes. I am doing another show called Flux Depose. That's always fun. So I'm on there, and I'm on the PSVG Discord sometimes. But, you know, man, life gets hectic sometimes, and you forget to check things, and you're just like, I don't know. So you got to @ me, brah, so that I can see your message. Callow knows how to do it.
Yep.
He told me.
So everybody at Lucas on Discord.
Well, at heavy metal _riff. I remembered to say it this time. And also on Twitter at the same namesake. And I just want to quickly apologize for being sick. I feel my throat is a little healed now. I don't know what happened, but I'm sorry for coughing in your ear and getting you sick.
We just appreciate you being here.
Well, you know, I try.
And if people get a computer virus for it, that's what McAfee and Norton and stuff is for.
That's true.
Malware bites.
I wish I would have been and got my virus shot, but instead I took the risk and now I'm paying the price.
You're down with the sickness.
I am. Wait, no, that's.
Yeah, there you go. That's much better. So you can follow me on Twitter at PSVG Kevin. You can follow the whole network at PSVG. Like I said, head over to the website, Discord. It's where all the fun things happen. Just stay tuned. September is all about thanking you guys, the listener, and hopefully connecting with some new folks. But it's September's one big thank you to all of you, not just Patreon supporters, everybody, just for listening. We appreciate you. But most importantly, we ask as always that you never
Stop
gaming.
This has been a PSVG production. Any music, sound effects, or the like is owned by their respective copyright holders. No infringement is intended. The views expressed in this production are those of the individual contributor and may not necessarily reflect PSVG. This production may not be repurposed, reused, or redistributed without the express written consent of PSVG. PSVG is powered by patrons at patreon.com/PSVG. Become a patron to get special perks, including access to exclusive content.